Hello. So for everyone who's been DMing me about what ring do I wear every single day on my left hand, now is the time to see it in its full glory. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cara and I'm from London. I vlog about all things fashion related with a guilty pleasure on the luxury end of it. Fashion is my therapy, it's my natural high, so if you can relate and would like to indulge with me, then like, comment and subscribe, hit the notification bell and let's go on this fashion fix together. So how has everyone been? Have you been keeping well? Is everyone good? I love the fact that we're almost in the warmer seasons. It's double figures in a couple of days and roll on spring, I say. So this week I wanted to dedicate this vlog to a piece of fine jewellery that I wear every single day and that I'm completely in love with, because I do receive a lot of DMs on Instagram asking me about it. You guys are asking me where it's from, who it's by, what the brand is, can I see a close-up, you know, all these questions. And I thought, why don't I do a vlog that actually shows you in grand detail the item that I wear, because I realised that there could be people just like me this time last year when I was buying my first piece of fine jewellery, and I was a little bit a deer in headlights, you know. Before the beginning of last year I wasn't really focused on anything remotely linked to fine jewellery, but something in my personal life made me think, do you know what, I actually would like a piece of sentimental jewellery that I can wear every single day and look at on my hand, and I knew that I wanted a ring to be the first item. I'm going to talk to you about the collection, their ethos behind it, why I decided to buy it and how I made that decision, when I bought it, how much it is, how I enjoy wearing it or not, and generally a product review to give you a full concept about this collection and particularly this item. And the brand in question is Chanel and the collection is the Coco Crush range. So sit back, grab a cup of tea or a glass of champers and let's go. So to start off, I'm going to talk to you about the story behind the collection, very briefly, because it is all over the internet if you wanted to look into it. But I wanted to introduce it to you because you might be an audience member who's viewing this vlog thinking, oh, I've seen Coco Crush in the description and I'm thinking of buying into it, but I'm not actually sure what it's all about. I haven't heard of it really, but I like the images. You might have seen it on social media. There have been so many campaigns on the collection, particularly with the rings, in the last 12 months. You could also be someone who has the collection already. You've bought into a piece or pieces and you want to see the opinion of somebody else. Or you might be someone who's collected all sorts of different types of fine jewellery, but you haven't yet bought into the Coco Crush. So perhaps this is something quite informative for you as well. In terms of the story of Chanel Coco Crush, I'm going to pop some images as I'm talking about it so that you can see how they displayed it when they did the campaign last year, February. If you go online, chanel.com, and click Coco Crush, the story of a crush, and you go to the origins section, this is what it says. Coco Crush is an attitude, a spirit that says no to established paths, no to rules, no to everything that restricts the joy of life, love and creation. It is a free spirit. It embodies the spirit of Gabrielle Chanel, who borrowed the quilted motif from the equestrian world to satisfy her need for comfort at all times. Coco Crush is an impulse that says yes to passion, yes to freedom, without which there is no allure. Yes to a singular style unbound by trends. Funnily enough, what drew me to the actual collection was the quilted motifs that's referred to in the story. I'll show you some images of how they promoted the range, specifically focusing on the rings. It was actually in 2015 when this collection launched, which I was very surprised about. However, at that time they didn't have half the pieces that they have now. The collection has completely evolved since then, and I got into the range when they did a very big campaign at the end of January last year, 2022. The fact that it launched in 2015, I did do some digging and looked at the original collection, and it's completely evolved since then. And I think what Chanel have done with Coco Crush is they've evolved it to appeal to a wider audience. Perhaps back then it was more of a classic piece that maybe got overshadowed by the likes of Cartier and Van Cleef and Bulgari even. And I think what they've actually done in the last year has really lifted the demand for this range. And that's why I thought it's a perfect time to talk to you about it now, because we're almost a year having this item. And it would be like a 1-year review, which would be an honest review from me to you. And I hope that for anybody who's looking to buy their first piece of fine jewellery, this may be quite helpful to you, as it was for me when I did my research. And now for me to tell you why I bought into the brand, but it does come with a little bit of a story time. So are we ready? Okay. Picture February last year. On social media, Chanel did a fantastic campaign for the Coco Crush range, and I'll pop some more images through now. As you will see, the focus on the campaign is all about the rings, the mini ring, the introduction of the size mini. In fact, it's a perfect collection for me. And when I saw the images of the triple rings floating in the air on a black background, you've got the beige gold, the white gold and the yellow gold, I just thought it's the best of all of the worlds for someone who can never make a decision whether she likes to wear silver or gold. I always go to white gold. I love my sterling silver pieces. And for me, the element that you can mix and match is what I really liked about this range. One thing that I was sure of was that I wanted my first piece of fine jewellery to be a ring, because I wanted to see it on my hand. I wanted to sort of see the item on my hand every day. If I had bought a first piece of jewellery as a necklace, then I'd only see it if I'm looking in the mirror, same for earrings. So I knew I wanted a ring. I started off by searching on the internet for all of the images that attracted me, and I started to keep them in my phone and keep them for a rainy day until I could make the time to go into London and try them on. Then I booked appointments with various fine jewellery brands such as Cartier. I tried on the Love, I tried on the Juste Clou, and I tried on the Panthère as well, amazing ring. Then I went to Van Cleef, I tried on Alhambra, and I went to Bulgari. I mean, the list went on. And then I also went to Chanel, and I went in and I was going in with an open mind, but I said I'd like to look at the Coco Crush collection. There it was, and its wonderful presentation in the glass boxes. And I tried all of these brands on. I tried them on, I took photos. In fact, I'll give you a piece of advice. If you are someone who's thinking of buying your first piece of fine jewellery but you haven't bitten the bullet yet, whether it's a ring, an earring, a necklace, anything, a bracelet, I would recommend do what I do, screenshot images, go to bed, sleep on it, wake up in the morning, think about them again. Are they still calling to you? Make the appointments, or actually don't make the appointments in case you feel a bit daunted. Go in, walk in and say, I'm here, I would like to look at some items of jewellery. Tell them what the collection name is, and then if they can't see you then and there, make a virtual appointment, come back another day. But definitely make an appointment, go and see them in the real, go and try them on like I did, and then sit down, take your pictures, they will allow you to do that, take your videos, go back home, look at them, sleep on them, and do the whole thing again. What is calling to you? What's making your heart sing? And as I'm talking, I'm smiling because I'm remembering my own journey on this. I would say go back for your second try on. Go to a different boutique. You might have even tried it on in one boutique and the sales associate might have put you off, or they didn't know to explain the range. And when I'm buying something of this kind of price level, I want them to know all about the history of the collection. I don't want them to just say, here's the tray and this is what you asked for. You know, I do want to be sold the history of the ring because it's a design piece, you know, the brand would have designed it for a reason. It's not just a ring. I mean, if I wanted just a ring, I would have just bought something, you know, that isn't designer or fine jewellery. So take that advice on board and do what I do, because that's how I whittled everything down. I think I must have gone about 3 times to try different things on. Regarding the Cartier Love ring, for example, I absolutely love that ring. I tried it on in white gold, and I love white gold as opposed to yellow gold. But I know that white gold is more prone to scratching than yellow gold. It's a softer metal. So I tried it on, took my photos, took my videos, fell in love with it. But what scared me to buy that as my first piece of fine jewellery was the absolute fact that it will scratch. Of course it will scratch. If you don't know about Cartier Love collection, it's such a smooth finish. All of the pieces are so smooth. And if you are interested in buying into the Love collection, absolutely do your research. So I knew I wanted to buy into the Love range one day, but I put that on my rainy day wish list. And so I didn't necessarily want to have an Alhambra ring on my finger. It's quite a statement ring. It's beautiful. It's a 4-leaf clover. It's absolutely stunning, but I wanted like an everyday ring. So I went back to Chanel, asked to see the collection one more time, and I had an intention to buy now because I had already done my research on the prices. So initially I wanted to try on the white gold plain. Now with the Chanel Coco Crush range, if you're indecisive, go with someone. I will tell you that for free, because the collection is so vast. You will be inundated with choice, okay? So if you want to have advice, take a friend or take someone that absolutely knows you very well and go with them and try them on. The collection has 3 different sizes. I'm talking specifically about the rings, otherwise this vlog will be forever long. So specifically on the Coco Crush ring, there are 3 key sizes. There's the mini, the medium and the large. The larger one can actually fit quite well on a thumb. It's quite a thick ring. I'll pop a picture here for you to see. It's quite a thick ring, quite a statement ring. The medium ring is awesome. It's almost a thicker version of a wedding band. It caters for all. It's very, very easy to wear. It goes on any finger really. But for me, the mini ring is what I fell in love with, because you can stack them. I mean, you can stack the others, but the beauty about the mini rings is that they're scalloped on the edges and you can stack them on top of each other and they all slot into place. So without further ado, let's get into the details of my actual purchase. We're all familiar with the black bag here. This you would get if you buy fashion jewellery, ready to wear, shoes, etc. And with Chanel fine jewellery, you will get this bag, which is a wonderful white carrier bag, cardboard as well, and with no Chanel logo at all. However, if you look into the middle, you will see an embossed lion, because Gabrielle Chanel was a Leo. And actually, even the details of the strap is different. So with the black bag, it's a thicker rope, and with the fine jewellery bag it's more like a twisted rope, you can see. And you will still get the white ribbon, and you will get the white ribbon and the camellia on the item inside as well. For this vlog, it's not actually an unboxing I'm doing, because I unboxed it last year February, but I have put the rings back in the box to show you as I would have bought it, for you to see as a first-hand experience what you get. So inside the bag, what I like about the white bag is that it's quite discreet. So obviously if you are buying a piece of fine jewellery and you leave the boutique, unless anyone knows what the embossed lion is, it's a very, very discreet bag. There's nothing else on it at all. So inside the bag, I'll show you that in a minute. There is a gorgeous black cardboard box. with a shiny Chanel on the top. Again, very discreet, very minimal. Oh, I'll come back to minimal in a minute. Very discreet and very minimal. And then inside that box, which is almost like a protecting box, you've got the beautiful white cushioned top. It's very soft on top. Leather look jewellery box. So I'm going to do a reveal now, and before I do the reveal, I have to say I only intended to buy one ring that day, but I did make a decision to go with all three because it was a personal reason and it was something that I wanted to do for myself. So this is my very first purchase of fine jewellery, and here we have the Coco Crush mini rings, and they're just so beautiful. And let me show you the box first before I go into the actual rings. So inside the box you have a very, very cute pillow. That pillow comes out, as you can see. It's a little velvet Chanel pillow, and it just lays in the back there because when you close your lid again, it just cushions them, puts them to sleep. Also in the bag you do get a very lovely leather look pouch that you can keep your travel pouch that you can keep your rings in. So on to the details of the rings now. So I bought these because I wanted something for myself that isn't another bag or another piece of fashion jewellery. I wanted something that I can enjoy and wear on my hand every single day, and I think these completely have nailed them. I'll try them on for you in a minute, but if I give you a close-up you can actually see, I mean, the presentation on the jewellery box is lovely. Going back to seeing the rings back in its box, which it hasn't been in its box since I bought them, takes me a bit into a sentimental feeling because I bought these with my own money. Worked very hard to afford to buy these. Didn't expect to go away with all three that day. And I don't feel like I was pushed by my sales associate at all. I don't feel that I was bamboozled into buying it at all three. Quite frankly, I went in to perhaps buy two. And the first one I would have bought would be the white gold. And then I was thinking, do I want the white gold with diamonds or do I just want the white gold plain? So the one I ended up going with is the white gold with diamonds here. I'm not really a fan of yellow gold, and so I was trying on the white gold together with the beige gold. And something I should say about the beige gold is it's patented to Chanel, so everybody else might assume that beige gold means rose gold, and I did as well. I thought when this SA said to me it's beige gold, I said, oh, do you mean rose gold? He said, no, beige gold. It's a colour that was patented just for Chanel. It does have a slightly yellow tone when you compare it to Cartier rose golds, which I don't have here. But if I put them together, you will see there's a nice contrast there. And then you've got the yellow gold. So this was the one that I didn't plan to buy. These were the ones I was thinking of buying. So when I tried on the two rings together, they looked fantastic. But what I will say is, if you're indecisive like I can be, and you want to try on the Coco Crush range, when you go in there and you try on all the different thicknesses, you can mix and match them to your heart's content. So I was in there for a good few hours doing just exactly that. And I settled on the mini rings because I like the fact that you can stack them. In fact, when you put them together, they just come together as one for me. And what I love about them is they're scalloped on the edges, so you can actually stack them if you did buy more than one. Let me try and show you a close-up of one. Can you see the grooves there? These are all scalloped edges, so you can actually interlock them together. They don't actually interlock as such, but they sit very, very comfortably together. So if I show you a close-up of them there, you can see that their edges are all interlocked. And then as for the branding of Chanel, it's actually on the inside of the ring. What do you think? Do you like them? Are they something that you would buy into? I think they're stunning. One of my favourite pieces that I've bought. If you bought one and you wanted to buy another one later on, then you can add to your collection and it would look fantastic together. So I'll show you a couple of mod shots of different ways that you can wear the 3 rings that I have. So what you're seeing is a close-up of the beige gold, the white gold with the diamonds, and then the yellow gold. And specifically on the white gold with the diamonds, the diamonds are all the way round. They comprise of 18 brilliant cut diamonds all the way round, so it's like an eternity ring. But the only thing I would say is if you do need a different size once you've ordered it, then make sure you change your size within your return period, because once you've settled on a ring with diamonds all the way around, whether it's Chanel or not, you can't resize it because you can't adjust the diamonds unless it's a half eternity band. I actually bought these in February last year, so the prices were considerably different. Chanel Fine Jewellery did have a couple of price hikes last year, and unfortunately the most recent one in October, November was increased by 12.5%. So the current prices I'm about to tell you right now is what you can buy as of today. The white gold that I have with the diamonds is 3,530. The beige gold is 1,410 without the diamonds, and the yellow gold is 1,360 without the diamonds. They do have a different price structure whether you're buying plain solid gold or gold with diamonds, and I chose to have the white gold with diamonds because white gold is my favourite gold. In terms of the wearability, to be honest, there are some hairline scratches on them, really hard to see. Even with a naked eye, you really can't see it. And yeah, when you zoom in, it's a very glossy ring. So even with the hairline scratches, it doesn't lose its luster. It's not lackluster at all when compared to a Cartier Love ring, for example. So it does stand the test of time, and from a distance it still shines. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't lose its luster from a distance at all, and whenever I'm driving I'm always sort of looking at it as well. And the design of the rings, they're so elegant, you know, they're so simple. They're not flashy at all. I don't think these are flashy. I think with a Juste Clou ring, it's a nail ring. Obviously it's designed that everybody will know, oh, that's a Cartier ring. But I think because Chanel as a fine jewellery brand don't really have as much social media demand or exposure as Cartier and Van Cleef, for example, it still keeps its demand and desirability in terms of being a sort of a secret brand, luxury level secret brand that not many people know about. And if you know, you know, so I think it's fantastic. And I wear it every single day. The only con that I could really say, apart from hairline scratches, which I wouldn't really even say it's a con, is the fact that there are so many price increases from Chanel all the time. So I think the increases went up twice last year, or even 3 times last year if I'm not mistaken. So unless you really want it and can buy into it now, those prices that I quoted earlier will increase again, probably quite soon. And so yeah, I wear them every single day. It's something that is so comfortable on in terms of comfort. Once they're on, you can't feel them at all. They don't move around. They're very comfortable on the finger. When I'm on my laptop, you can't feel them. Only times I would say it's a slight con is natural con, really. When I'm cold, my fingers do get quite small. So as of today, my hand is quite cold, so they are moving around a lot. But in the summer and most of the year, it fits like a glove. In fact, this size also fits on my, if I push it down a bit, also fits on my index finger. And that was another decision I couldn't make very quickly. Which finger do I want to have the rings on? So I decided to go for the middle finger because I thought I wanted it to be a statement piece, as it is here. Chanel also did a really cute campaign last summer in June that I was invited to, and I think it went worldwide. So if you hashtag on Instagram Coco Crush calling, you can have a look at the images that everyone shared. It was like a mini pop-up, little bit immersive, and it was all to promote your individual styles. So when you go there, there's a phone that actually works like an old-fashioned phone booth that you go into, pick up the phone, and you have to go through some touchscreen questions asking you about your style. Do you prefer this? When you go out, are you like this? And you just choose from a multiple choice selection, and then they will determine what your individual style is. And quite honestly, you can be skeptical, is it going to be correct? But they did come out with one that I think was spot on for me. When you hang up the phone, it will tell you who you are, and I was classified as the minimalist. And then you can go and take some photos with a Polaroid. It's very 80s influenced. And I'll just show you what I got. So in my Coco Crush calling, these are the cards inside. This was the header card. So on the back it tells you, and I'll read it to you, see what it says. It says, "We were delighted to welcome you to this event, dedicated to Coco Crush and the endless ways of wearing the collection. We are here to assist should you have any questions, and we hope to see you again soon." After I did the multiple choice questions on the phone, it told me that I'm a minimalist, and then I got the card that goes with it, which looks like a Polaroid as well. And on the back it tells you about the minimalist. So it says, "The minimalist, a tribute to the spirit of Gabrielle Chanel, who did not believe in ostentation, but rather that the lowest common denominator of an equation equals allure. Example, mini rings equals a guarantee of maximum style." I mean, I don't see myself as a minimalist. I have a lot of things, but this is the card for the mini rings, and I loved the mini rings. I did pick up this card as well because I love the promo shot, and this one was called the Mademoiselle, which says, "A tribute to the irreverence of Gabrielle Chanel, who wore her jewellery like no one else, marrying fantasy with luxury and uniting gold with diamonds, minimalism with maximalism. Example, there are no examples, but one motto, wear 2 or more rings on the same finger to create the illusion of another." And that's what made me think, let me do a vlog today on my rings, because in the same way that this card says to create the illusion of another, everyone thought that this was 1 ring. It's actually 3. So in the concept of Chanel, it did work actually. So there we have it. You've seen my Chanel Coco Crush rings. What do you think? Do you like them? Do you like the choices that I've made on the actual colours and size? Are you thinking of buying them? Have you got them already? Do you wear them if you have them, or do you keep them for special occasions? Are you looking to make your first piece of fine jewellery? If so, what brand are you thinking of buying? If it's a designer label, that is. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. If there's anything that I haven't put up that you'd like to ask me about on these items, please drop me a message down below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you haven't already subscribed, please like, click and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'd love to have more of you on board. We can build a community and talk about all of these things, our guilty pleasures together. Have a good week, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.